This has got to be one of the unluckiest skeletons you'll ever see, and died probably one of the worst deaths I can imagine. Do you notice anything unusual about him, perhaps? That's right, he's bald. Just kidding, it's obviously that weird popcorn looking stuff all over his face. Let me introduce you to the Altamura Man, who will also be the inaugural skeleton for my new series, Skeletons of History. The Altamura Man was a Neanderthal who lived around 150,000 years ago near, guess what? Altamura, Italy. He was first discovered in 1993 by a team of speleologists, which is basically people who scientifically study caves, which sounds like a really cool job if I didn't have terrifying claustrophobia. But anyway, they found him in a karst sinkhole in Lummalunga Cave. But how'd he end up there? It's likely he accidentally fell into the sinkhole and was unable to climb back out, eventually dying from lack of sustenance. Which is honestly kind of crazy to me. Can you imagine surviving all those years in prehistory where everything is trying to kill you and you die from falling into a hole? Can you just imagine the panic of being stuck in there? Ugh, I don't even want to think about it. Reminds me of Nutty Putty Cave if you've heard of that one. Anyways, now let's talk about that weird stuff all over his bones. It is aptly named cave popcorn and is made of calcite. Now, I'm no geologist, so take this explanation with a grain of salt. From my understanding, it's when mineral-rich water seeps through the limestone in the cave and deposits calcium carbonate, which is what makes those popcorn-like clusters. Over the millennia, the calcite deposits actually managed to fuse his bones into the rock. While it may look sick, it actually makes studying him incredibly inconvenient, as there is no way to remove him without permanently damaging the fossil. So he was left alone for nearly 20 years until eventually a fragment of his scapula, aka shoulder blade, was finally removed. Now scientists were finally able to extract his DNA, making it the oldest Neanderthal DNA ever recovered, and one of the most complete. This is actually thanks to his highly unusual death, as his remains weren't able to be degraded by weather and whatnot. Not to mention the calcite also helped in preserving the bones. So what exactly does this skeleton tell us? An analysis done on his teeth shows some signs of wear, suggesting he is an adult, estimated to be around 35 years old. They also found that one of his teeth was likely lost a few weeks before his death, so not a great month for him. His remains show archaic traits linked to Homo heidelbergensis, but also show unique traits showing a distinct lineage. One research team calls it a morphological bridge between Homo heidelbergensis and the Neanderthals. An incredible detail he had was a preserved nasal cavity, which most Neanderthal skulls are missing. Scientists were able to create a digital model of his nose bones using an endoscope, and what they found was actually completely unexpected. You see, for years, archaeologists had speculated that Neanderthals had adapted certain features to help them adapt to cold weather. But when scientists looked at the Altamura man's nasal cavity, they didn't find any of these hypothesized cold adaptations. In fact, they determined the nasal structure wasn't all that different from our own. To this day, the Altamura man remains embedded in a matrix of limestone, forever sealed in his calcified tomb. Let me know your thoughts on the Altamura man. Do you think he'll ever be able to escape the cave? I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe, blah, blah, blah. I love you. Bye.